Hi guys, welcome to this step-by-step Stormy Seascape watercolour tutorial. I'm going to show you some shortcuts to mixing darks to make it a little easier. So, shall we get started? So before I even start painting, I'm going to use some wax resist just to rub it very gently using horizontal lines on the water area here. You can use masking fluid as well. Horizontal lines just here and there, and scrub on some of that masking fluid just on the edge of the rock so it looks like some waves just crashing against the rocks there. I'm just spattering here just on the edge of the rocks just to create some sort of splash from those waves there. Every colour I mix in this painting is going to have Paynes grey in it. I'm going to turn my painting upside down and I'm going to paint the sky. I'm going to use the Paynes grey with the burnt sienna, and I'm also going to use the Paynes grey and blue and the Paynes grey and the pink. The Paynes grey with the raw sienna as well. I just want to make lots more of it. And I'm just going to wet the sky. I'm just using a large flat brush. I'm just painting that lovely raw sienna with the Paynes grey in the distance there in the sky, using the Paynes grey with the burnt sienna, just loading my brush and painting that on there as well as I go off into the horizon, and then leave that yellowy Paynes grey and burnt sienna there. Already it's looking a little bit stormy. Let's go for the pink and the Paynes grey. Ooh! And I'm going to go dark at the top. Look at that. That's the Paynes grey and blue. Just going to smush it into some of that pinky Paynes grey as well. I'm going to turn my painting up the right way now just to have a look at it and do some tilting there. Let's get that tilting. I want some dark here in this top right hand corner. Squeeze the brush and then just get tilting with that lovely dark blue colour, bluey grey. So that's the Paynes grey and the burnt sienna. And let's just go back in with some more dark and just do some tilting again. See what happens. Just painting a few more clouds off into the distance there. So just maybe doing a little bit of a squeeze there as well. Just experimenting, just see what happens. Remember, it's your painting. And the good thing about skies is if it does go wrong, you can just put it under the tap and have another go. I'm going to allow that to dry naturally. So my painting has dried and I'm still leaving the masking fluid on, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some tape on the horizon. I'm just going to use the colours that I've got in my palette. Nice big brush. I am going to go for that sort of dark blue colour. That's the Paynes grey with the cobalt blue. I'm just painting that now, wet on dry, and it'll be over the rocks, because the rocks will be darker so you won't see that hard edge there. I will make it slightly darker just there, and it kind of fades a little bit more as it comes to the rocks. And I've just watered that down a little there, pushing that colour in and just vary it. Remember, you've got all these different colours here, and you can have the sort of green and the blue as well. Push that here and there, working your way down. I'm going to really dilute that in places as well. Lovely. So you can use quite a dilute colour in the sea area. Of course, I've got lots of masking fluid around the edge of the rocks. Just soften that there as it comes into the rocks. I've got a little blob in the sky. Just want to deal with that quickly. So this is a little bit of a cobalt teal colour. It's quite nice, mixed with the Paynes grey. So you can really experiment with some of your colours. Maybe a bit of phthalo blue with Paynes grey. That makes quite a nice dark. I'm just going to pop that there. Look at that in the foreground. That really brings the sea forward there as well. So just popping that through. I'm swapping to a smaller size 6 brush, using that phthalo blue colour still, and just popping that here, just around that area there as it comes in the middle ground. I'm having a lot of my light areas being reserved by the masking fluid. Maybe a little bit more dark down here. And I'm tempted to just use Paynes Grey and Pink. It is one of my favourite colours. Well, colour combination, dark colour combination. I feel like I'm getting a bit carried away, but I'm having fun. So what I'm going to do now is allow my painting to dry once more. I'm really hoping this hasn't bled. Oh, it has a little. Not to worry, it can be distant land. I've still got a nice hard edge there for the horizon area, so that it's actually worked out okay. I'm going to tell myself it's a happy accident. We're going to paint the rocks. We have got so many colours to use for the rocks, and of course I'm going to use the plastic card technique for this. I always like to start off with the lighter colours first, so I'm going to start off with the raw sienna and Paynes Grey and just paint that on here and there. Then you can go on with your Paynes Grey and Pink. Remember, any pink will do. So I'm using alizarin crimson. You could use permanent rose. Just coming down into the water area. And then let's go for the phthalo blue and Paynes Grey. Lovely and dark. Let's have that against the sky as well, so it kind of really stands out. Look at that. I'm quite happy to leave it like this and not do the card technique. So if you want to do that, you can. Why not? And I'm just making some craggy rocks as I cut against this sky area here and come down into the sea area here with these lovely dark rocks. You just need to let this dry off a little. If you swipe too soon, the paint runs back in on itself. So you just sort of swipe once. I'm just going to do it this way, and it actually creates quite a nice bit of texture with the rough watercolour paper. And what I've sort of decided here is not to overdo the card. I just want to create some texture rather than doing lots of card work there. And I'm going to go back in with some of my darks there, fill in some areas here and there. I will put some bigger rocks here in the foreground and maybe a little over here as well. So all I need to do now is to allow my painting to dry once more. Once your painting is dried, remove your masking fluid. I'm using just my paper towel to remove the masking fluid. So let's just see what happens. You can see there it just comes off quite nicely. So I've removed all of my masking fluid. As you can see, I've got a very sort of rough sea. Get an old synthetic brush or something like that and just smooth out some areas here and there, creating the soft shadow colour by scuffing the dried painting, and it just creates quite nice effects here. So by waking up that watercolour paint, you get this very soft, neutral colour. I always love to finish off with a spatter of white paint. So I will protect my sky before I do that. I don't want any more happy accidents. Use a bit of paper towel to protect my sky area here. I'm using P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White. You can use white watercolour, white acrylic paint, white gouache. So just mixing up a puddle of that. I'm going to stipple a bit here as well. It needs a little bit more white just there, which is quite nice. Just that little wave there, and just a little bit more spattering here and there. Just along the rocks. Oh, that was a big spatter. I do like it when things happen like that. It kind of loosens me up a bit because I tend to get a little bit tight sometimes. So I love it when an accident happens, but you just go with it and just see what happens. Remember, it's only a piece of paper. That's what I tell myself anyway. I can do a bit in the sea as well. There. There's a big blob there, which I will take out. That's the beauty of it. If you don't like something, just lift it out. I'm really, really pleased with that. I just think it looks very atmospheric, stormy. So I really hope you enjoyed this step-by-step tutorial just using the Paynes grey to create all these amazing darks. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments section below. If you would like to support the content that I create here on YouTube, why not think about joining my Patreon membership? You'll get access to exclusive tutorials, downloadable outline sketches, and PDF documents with progress photographs. Thank you so much for watching. Happy painting. Bye for now.